Hey there, welcome to today's topic, something that I'm sure many of us have been through at some point in our lives: relationships. We all know they can be a bit of a rollercoaster ride, with plenty of ups and downs along the way. But what happens when those downs start to outweigh the ups? That's when it's time to pay attention to some serious warning signs. So, if you're feeling a little uneasy about your current relationship or just want to be better prepared for the future, stick around as we explore 6 signs that could indicate it may be time to say goodbye. 1. Ratio of good and bad times. The ratio of good and bad times in a relationship is an important factor to consider when deciding whether to stay or leave. It's natural for any relationship to have its ups and downs, but it's important to evaluate the overall pattern. A healthy relationship should have a ratio of at least 5 good experiences to 1 bad experience. This means that for every negative experience, there should be 5 positive experiences to counterbalance it. These positive experiences could be anything from spending quality time together, having meaningful conversations, or simply enjoying each other's company. However, if the ratio is skewed towards negative experiences, it could be a sign of deeper issues in the relationship. Constant arguments, conflicts, and negative interactions can create a toxic environment that can lead to resentment and dissatisfaction. It's important to evaluate the overall pattern of the relationship and consider whether it's worth staying in. It's also important to note that the ratio of good and bad times may not always be equal in every relationship. Some couples may have a higher tolerance for conflict, while others may not. It's ultimately up to each individual to evaluate their own needs and determine what is best for them. However, if you find that the negative experiences in your relationship are outweighing the positive ones, it may be time to have an honest conversation with your partner and reevaluate the future of the relationship. 2. Contempt. Contempt is a strong and negative emotion that can be extremely damaging to any relationship. It often arises when one partner feels a sense of superiority over the other, leading to disrespect, ridicule, and belittlement. This behavior can be verbal, such as through insults or sarcasm, or nonverbal, such as eye-rolling or dismissive gestures. When contempt becomes a regular feature in a relationship, it can erode the emotional connection between partners and create a toxic environment that is difficult to recover from. The person on the receiving end of contempt may feel unworthy, insecure, and resentful, while the person exhibiting contempt may feel justified in their behavior and dismissive of their partner's feelings. Contempt can also manifest in other ways, such as withholding affection, avoiding communication, or refusing to address issues. In any case, it is a clear indication that the relationship is in trouble and may not be salvageable. If you are experiencing contempt in your relationship, it is important to address it early and seek professional help if necessary. Ignoring the problem or hoping it will go away on its own will only make things worse. 3. Conflicting values. Conflicting values in a relationship refer to differences in personal values, beliefs, or even worldviews between partners. These differences can cause constant arguments and make it difficult to find common ground in the relationship. For example, if one partner values honesty and transparency above all else while the other prioritizes privacy and discretion, it can cause significant conflicts in the relationship. These conflicts can become more complicated when partners have fundamental disagreements on political, religious, or moral issues. It's essential to recognize and communicate your values early in a relationship to ensure that both partners are on the same page. If your values are incompatible, it may be time to re-evaluate the relationship and consider whether it is worth continuing. Additionally, having different values does not mean that you cannot have a healthy relationship. It just means that both partners need to have open communication and respect for each other's beliefs. 4. Inability to resolve conflicts. Inability to resolve conflicts is a common issue in many relationships, and it can lead to frustration and dissatisfaction. It's important to understand that conflicts are a natural part of any relationship, and it's how you handle them that can make or break the relationship. When conflicts arise, it's important to approach them with a calm and open mindset. Avoid blaming or attacking your partner, and instead focus on finding a solution that works for both of you. This can involve compromise, communication, and active listening. However, if you find that you and your partner are consistently unable to resolve conflicts, it may be a sign of a deeper issue. It could be that there are underlying differences in values or communication styles that need to be addressed. In some cases, it may be necessary to seek outside help, such as counseling or therapy, to work through these issues. It's important to remember that a relationship should be a partnership, where both parties feel heard, understood, and valued. If conflicts persist and you feel like your needs are not being met, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship and consider whether it's truly healthy for both parties. 5. Lack of passion, intimacy, and commitment. When a relationship lacks passion, intimacy, and commitment, it can be a sign that it's time to consider ending it. Passion is what keeps the relationship exciting and enjoyable, while intimacy and commitment are what keep the relationship strong and enduring. Without passion, the relationship may feel stale and lifeless, and both partners may start to feel bored and unfulfilled. Intimacy, on the other hand, involves emotional and physical closeness, and without it, the relationship can feel disconnected and distant. Commitment is the glue that holds a relationship together, and without it, the relationship may feel unstable and insecure. If you find yourself in a relationship where there is a lack of passion, intimacy, and commitment, it's important to have an open and honest conversation with your partner about your feelings. If both of you are willing to work on the relationship and make an effort to reignite the passion and intimacy, it may be possible to salvage the relationship. However, if your partner is not willing to put in the effort, or if you've tried everything and still feel unfulfilled, it may be time to consider moving on. Lastly, inability to rebuild roles. Inability to rebuild roles refers to the difficulty in adjusting the roles and responsibilities within a relationship as it evolves over time. As individuals grow and change, their needs, wants, and priorities may also shift, which can require changes to the roles they play in the relationship. For example, if one partner decides to go back to school, they may need more support and understanding from their partner in managing household responsibilities. However, if one partner is resistant to change or is unable to adapt to the new circumstances, it can lead to frustration and resentment. This can be particularly challenging if one partner feels stuck in a role that no longer suits them, while the other partner refuses to change their own role to accommodate the new needs of the relationship. To overcome this sign, communication is crucial. Both partners need to be open to discussing and renegotiating their roles within the relationship to ensure that they are fulfilling each other's needs and goals. This requires compromise, flexibility, and a willingness to grow and adapt together. It's important to note that rebuilding roles within a relationship is not a one-time event but an ongoing process. As both partners continue to grow and change, their roles may need to be redefined, and communication will always be necessary to ensure that both partners feel valued and supported. In conclusion, recognizing these signs and taking action to leave a relationship that is no longer serving you can be a difficult and emotional process. However, it's important to remember that you deserve to be in a healthy and fulfilling relationship that aligns with your values and meets your needs. Don't be afraid to communicate your needs and work towards finding common ground, but also know that it's okay to walk away if the relationship is not meeting your standards. Remember that you have the power to take control of your own happiness and create the life that you want. Stay true to yourself and trust that the right relationship will come along when the time is right. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please share it with your friends who might benefit from it too. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next time.